Welcome to your last fan-requested Friday matchup of the week. Chris Cormier, 1999 versus Brandon Curry, 2019. Well, this is quite a lineup, guys. This was 90s versus today. Brandon Curry being featured in a couple of the last ones, but that was kind of a 2007 versus today. But anyway, guys, for the most part, 90s guys, they look good. I mean, from the front, the conditioning appears to be better, but then from the rear, today's guys, for the most part, that is, get the more striated glutes. But as we've seen in the Sean Ray match, that was a little bit of a different story. Sean Ray, a front runner for, or a forerunner for today's athletes with the glutes. But anyway, guys, this one is a fantastic battle. Structurally speaking, not too many are better than Chris Cormier. I mean, he was battling it out with the likes of King Coleman, size-wise. I mean, in certain poses, he was bigger, taller. And I would say, aesthetically speaking, I would give this one to Chris Cormier as well. Then when I look at the size of the arms, chest of Brandon Curry, he definitely could have a chance in this one, for sure. Let's go to the poses. Beginning with the front double bicep pose, Brandon Curry, his arms are huge. I mean, yes, his structure, he's a lot shorter. He's even crouching down a little bit more with his upper body. And Chris Cormier, even tippy-toeing it a bit, trying to maximize his height. And he did that often. That's what I was saying. He outsized Coleman in a lot of poses that way. But when I look at the arms of these two, maybe not the legs, because Cormier has a fantastic set of legs. But in the arms, I would give an edge to Brandon Curry. Front lat spread. Now, 9 times out of 10, I would award Curry this one right out of the chute. But Chris Cormier, fantastic. I like the spread eagle, the way Chris Cormier does that. And if I was a bodybuilder, I would do it that way as well. I don't know. It creates an X frame, you know what I'm saying? But when Brandon Curry, he only does his upper body or his quads. You got to stick the calves out there too, Brendan, but I guess a little bit skimpy in that area. I mean, Chris Cormier, highly inserted calves, yes, but he didn't have any excuses. He worked them out anyway, and you can see that. He had not a tremendous set, but I mean, he worked them out hard, I'm telling you. Now, much like the front double bi, Brandon Curry, he saves himself from a total loss by maybe having a better set of lats. So it's close coming out of the front shots. Side pose. Brandon Curry, a fantastic little bulldog in this, and he may be winning in the conditioning as well when you look at the thin skin. Vascularity, the arms, a little bit better in the way of muscle separation. But Chris Cormier may be a little bit of a slow starter. I wouldn't say that, but I mean, you got to consider most of the rest of the poses are probably going to be good ones for him, maybe. Well, maybe not. Side tricep appears to be Chris Cormier's weakest link. Maybe, speaking of a Sean Ray, maybe like a Sean Ray, this is probably both of their only weaker poses. And really, when you take a look, I mean, it's not a bad pose at all, whatsoever. But in the way of Brandon Curry, this is a world-class pose. The legs, midsection, chest, and where it counts in the arm, he has a huge tricep. Very shapely. Reminiscent of a Kevin Levrone. Excellent, excellent, excellent pose. So let's turn around, and this is a game changer, guys. Because maybe Curry was winning in the front shots. That's debatable. It was close. He was definitely winning in the side, too. So can Chris Cormier catch up in the last couple of shots? I would wager to say for sure. Hard to get the sizes exactly in this one, but I would wager to say Chris Cormier, if you look at the comparisons between him and Ronnie King Coleman, I hate to say it, but aside from the glutes and the legs, I think he was beating King Coleman in a couple of shots, a couple of the rear lat spreads. Sorry, guys. It's a little bit late. It's a third quarter. But a good pose for Brandon Curry nonetheless. But it's no Chris Cormier, guys. It's no Chris Cormier. Chris Cormier, aside from the glutes again, here in the rear double by, a very outstanding shot. And hey, Brandon Curry, he doesn't have the world's most striated glutes either. Maybe slightly more striated, but when you look at the hamstrings, Chris Cormier, as separated as the day is, a day, a long day, I guess. If it's a long day, I could go another few hours a day. Never enough time, guys. Never enough time. Curry, good back. He's winning in the trap department, for what that matters. Maybe in the delts as well. But coming out of the two back shots, we have Chris Cormier edging out a victory. So it's close, guys. It's gonna be close coming into the ab and thigh, and Chris Cormier is making a strong case for himself here. One of the best ab and thighs of all time. Him or Lee Priest. Sean Ray, take your pick. Whatever you're in the mood for. If you're in the mood for the best structure, here you go. This is the best ab and thigh you're going to see. And the thigh. He has the most fantastic thigh. Just covered in feathering. Just world class. What a finish. And talk about polish. Oh, my. And taking nothing away from Brandon Curry, the current Mr. Olympia. I mean, he has an awesome ab and thigh. But this was the 1990s. And everybody had a good ab and thigh. And Chris Cormier's was probably the best. If not one of the best, if not the best. Finish up this matchup with the most muscular. And I don't know, Brandon Curry. He's very wide in this pose. Very wide indeed. And I believe it was Tominator made a video doing a comparison between him and Phil Heath. And I have to say, it's a pretty good comparison. He has a good most muscular, does Brandon Curry. But is it a Chris Cormier most muscular? I don't know. Chris Cormier looks like a solid block of just iron. Wow. Feathering in the quad to boot. Anyway, guys, this was a close one. Debatably could go to Brandon Curry. But here is your winner. 1999, Chris Cormier. Dexter Jackson was not fooling around when he put Chris Cormier in his top 10 best bodybuilders of all time. Structurally speaking, he was among the very best. The very best. Anyway, guys, that is my 2 cents. I do believe Chris Cormier was one of the best as well. I'm right there with you, Dexter Jackson, for sure. That was it, guys. That was a fantastic lineup. Hopefully next week's is just as good, but keep in mind, there is a Mr. Olympia event, so there may be some restrictions due to that. There may be some Sunday posts, but I'm sure you will forgive me because the Mr. Olympia event's going to be awesome. It's going to be, I don't know, what do the kids nowadays say? Insane. I don't say it's insane. I mean, I say that if somebody's going around and they're, killing people. That guy's insane. That's what I say. I don't. But anyway, guys, I work out in a barn. Hit thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel. I love you guys. Have a great day.